Hi everyone, welcome to Storytime with Fairfield County Library. My name is Miss Nina and I am so excited for Storytime today. Before we get started, I'm going to remind you that we are doing hybrid Storytimes, which means on top of Storytimes online here, we are also doing them in person at the library. The in-person version of these Storytimes for the children's age group are at 4 p.m. on Wednesdays. Alright, now that that's out of the way, are you guys ready for Storytime? This week, our theme is building things. That means this week we're going to read some books about architecture and construction workers and everything to do with how things are built. Okay, our first book is Iggy Peck Architext by Andrea Beaty, illustrated by David Roberts and published by Abrams Books for young readers. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. "Good gracious, Ignatius," his mother exclaimed, "that's the coolest thing I've ever seen." But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. "Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks." But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modeling clay. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie. Dear Ig had made it until 2nd grade, when his teacher was Miss Lila Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings, ancient or new." She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she'd had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that, above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. "You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now." Will you not build here? Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal How? No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now, second grade was a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream, but they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed and Miss Lila Greer started to scream. "We're trapped here! Oh my! Alas, kids! Goodbye!" Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily fainted, not dead. The class was amazed. They stood there, quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lila's shoe. Soon each lad and lass here at Blue River Pass was working together as one. And when she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces. And on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots, and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge, dangling from shoestring suspension. It all became clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. Now, every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker, in t-shirts and sneakers, talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie. That brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. All right, that is Iggy Peck Architect. What do you guys think? All right, our next book is Someone Builds the Dream, written by Lisa Wheeler, illustrated by Loren Long, and published by Dial Books for Young Readers. All across this great big world, jobs are getting done. By many hands in many lands, it takes much more than one. An architect creates a space. She'll draw, redraw, measure, and trace. A woodsy, warm, and peaceful place. someone works to guide the saws, plane the logs, lead the team. Someone needs to pound the nails. Someone has to build the dream. To engineer a bridge takes skill. Math and science fit the bill, and I-beams ordered from the mill. But someone works to mine the ore, smelt the iron, pour the beam. Someone needs to weld the steel. Someone has to build the dream. An artist makes a stunning plan, a masterpiece from mind to hand, a fountain both unique and grand. But someone works to dig the trench, lay the drains, solder seams. Someone needs to plumb the pipes. Someone has to build the dream. A scientist earns a degree in physics and ecology. He aims toward cleaner energy. But someone works to tighten bolts, steer the crane, drive machines. Someone needs to raise the tower. Someone has to build the dream. Park designers sketch with pride amusements and amazing rides and sights to keep you mystified. But someone works to run the wires, light the lights, make them gleam. Someone needs to bury cables. Someone has to build the dream. An author thought up something new. The illustrator planned and drew to make this book for kids like you. But someone worked to set the text, run the press, load the reams. Someone had to make this book. Someone had to build this dream. All across this great big world, there's lots of work to do. It takes a team to build a dream, a skilled, hard-working crew. So when you see a bicycle, a playground, house, or shoe, remember all the someones who helped make a dream come true. All right, that was Someone Builds the Dream. What did you guys think? What do you think would be a cool thing to build that's maybe not even a building? All right, everyone, thank you for joining me for story time. Now, just because we're done reading does not mean we have to be done with story time. If you come down to the library this week, you can pick up Storytime Kit, which is a fun-filled activity kit that goes with the books you read today. Each kit comes with a coloring sheet, a craft, and a tasty recipe that you can make with your grown-ups. This week, we made paper bag houses, complete with a little working door. How cool is that? To get a kit, you need to come to the Fairfield County Library and look for some crates in the children's section. Now we have 2 crates, one for the Monday story times and one for Wednesdays. So you want to make sure to grab the right kits, or you could end up with something completely different. The kits for this story time are in the children's crate. They are the blue ones. We have new kits every week, so make sure to check back in every time we do a new story time. Okay, everyone, thank you for joining me for story time. Once again, my name is Miss Nina, and I hope to see you in the library this week to pick up a story time kit. It's time to say goodbye, but I look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye!